part in Monaco is they claim the land onto the sea. Right next to the hotel, they are now digging to create a new area for wealthy people who will actually buy. It's like really, if you they have like flyers at the hotel, but they will do like little garden, house viewing the sea, and it's right next to the hotel. So now basically they put during the time they do the work, they put like big panels with a representation of the scene that you can't see because they're doing the work now. Yeah, that's what Monaco is building and claiming the land onto the sea. Now I'll let you drive around, and just because before we arrive to the hotel, because I know it's always going so fast, I gave you the schedule for tomorrow and the day after. Basically tomorrow, again, if we put activities, but if you feel like doing your own thing, you're fine. We have a time departure. At that time we will leave. If we're not gonna ask you to tell us if you decide not to come. Time is time. If we don't see you, we assume you're not coming. Okay, so here you see completely on the right where there is the trees and the rock. This is the rock is where we're going, and at the bottom part you see all the yachts, and this is the port of Monaco, and our hotel is right next to that, so we're really centrally located. It's really good. So tomorrow 9 o'clock, if you like to join us, meet us in the lobby. Don't come too early, just like 5-10 minutes before in the lobby, and we will leave at 9 o'clock. Then we will drive to the rock, so the Rocher, where the Prince Palace is. We will do like a 50 minutes to an hour walk around the rock. So we show you the Prince Palace, the cathedral, when Prince Rainier and they got where they got married. We show you the outside of the Oceanographical Museum. That's a hard one. So we walk together, and then we come back to the hotel around 12 noon. Then after, if you like, we have a bus going from the hotel up to Roquebrune. It's just about 40 minutes drive in order for you to have a nice view over the Mediterranean Sea. And then we come back to the hotel around 4:30. Now it's all optional. I mean, it's up to you if you like to join us. We'll be happy to have you on. But if some of you know the place and like to do your own thing, the only thing we would love to have you all, and I'm sure you will, is for our farewell cocktail and dinner, and that will be at 6:30 tomorrow at the hotel, exactly the same place where you're gonna have breakfast is where we're gonna do the farewell dinner. So on the 7th floor at the Horizon deck, and you can come. It starts at 6:30. I will say the cocktail will be from 6:30 to 7:15, and then we will enjoy the dinner all together. All right. Then for the next step, for the departure day, if you're leaving on the 19th, the only thing you need to do, we will repeat it tomorrow, but just in case, you just need to leave your bag inside your room 30 minutes before the departure time that Llewellyn sent you on this transfer letter. So then we take care of informing the porters at the hotel. They will come in your room, take your bag, bring them down. And then you just make sure you are at the time of your transfer, like 10 minutes before, I will say. You are in the lobby area, and we will be here with Veronica until 12 noon. So whoever leave from the early morning to 12 noon, you will see us in the lobby area to make sure we take care of you. 4 o'clock in the morning too, we are here. I think we have to do the straw tonight with Veronica and see who's getting the early departure. Yeah, maybe, we never know. But that's all right. Usually what we do is the one who has the early departure can leave early, so you know, it's a win-win situation. Now, what I wanted to say. So you leave your bags 30 minutes before, you come in the lobby, and we take care of bringing your bags into the car or the van, and then you drive to the airport with our driver. Now, if you're leaving anything after 12 noon and the next days, it's not like you're left on your own. The hotel are used to us. We give them the departure time. They will come also in your room 30 minutes before to take your bags. They will bring it down to the bagagist. And then the only thing you need to do is you go to the concierge. We will send him the driver number and details when we have them. And you go to him, you say, I'm Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. I am having a transfer with Stoke at this time. He will tell you, have a seat. When our driver comes, they're used to it. They go directly to the concierge and they say, I'm here to pick up Mr. So-and-so. And then they put the bags in the car and they drive you to the airport. Alright? And he works fine, and I don't see any reason he's not going to work the next days. Huh? They're used to us since many, many years. Now, internet, I told you about it. In regards to places to go for dinner tonight or the next day for lunch, right next to the hotel, I will show it to you when we arrive. There is one street where there is restaurant. There is also, if you take the little road up, you will have a shopping mall called the Metropole. And there is a little supermarket, and there is also inside the Metropole places if you just want a sandwich or something. There is, of course, we gave you the list with all the very nice restaurants like at the Hermitage or at the Hôtel de Paris and so on. So for those, I will advise you to go to the concierge and make a reservation. A concierge will call them, make a reservation for you. It's always safer because we are in August. Huh? So if you go in a little restaurant, if you go early at 7 o'clock, it's fine. But if you go at 8:30, for example, sometimes it could be harder to find a place. So just pass by the concierge and make the reservation. So here is the port. In the far distance where the trees are is the rock, and this is where we go tomorrow. Now, our hotel, not here yet, but our hotel is located in a different district. So it's in Monaco country, but in the district called Monte Carlo. And Monte Carlo, we will tell you tomorrow if we are up on the rock, but is the place which is not the old place. It's actually, everything started in the mid-19th century. 19th century. And here we pass actually, if you see, look ahead, this is, look ahead of us, and the room that you can see here, they are part of our hotel. We are now driving actually underneath the hotel. So we are, here we go. And this is also where the Formula 1 car pass. Yes, when you hear the big noise, they're going from this direction down this way. So this is where, yeah, for sure it makes a lot of noise. And you have the Formula 1 route on the map I gave you this morning. You can see the route they are taking, and tomorrow when we are up on the rock, you will see exactly, we can point it out to you where it is. Bruno drive always Formula 1, yeah. Tomorrow morning he said, join us on the tour. Good one, Bruno. I guess he said he's going to wear his, not uniform, but his, you know, his racing clothes. You're funny. And I will show you now, we're going to take kind of the little roundabout. I will show you a street where you find some restaurants which are nice. Again here, Monaco is right next to Italy, right next to France, so you'll find a mixture of both type of food, so you can't really be disappointed. I mentioned about the swimming pool earlier at the hotel. At a certain time of the day, in the summer, there is music. So it's kind of a, you know, boom,